Good evening, and welcome once again to the Varlastan Circle, a D&D 5e adventure in homebrew setting, brought to you by Penance RPG, an actual play podcast and Twitch variety stream. You can find out more about Penance RPG at penancerpg.com and under stream information right below. I'm Lunrwolf, a variety streamer and creator of the Varlastan setting. I'll be guiding our cast through the trials that await them this evening. And introducing our cast, starting with Aria.
Dragon. I am playing Aria, who is an Asimir ranger. They started off as being fairly cheerful and trusting, as everyone around them seemed to genuinely just be nice and working together. And things have got a little bit less utopian since then. And put it this way, she never thought she would have to break out of the capital city. So, possibly a little perturbed at the moment.
Seems reasonable to me. And Jack?
Hi, I'm Amy. I play Jack, our little rock gnome rogue, who's very stealthy and very happy. He never thought that they would actually have to break out of their own city, like main city. But Jack's all about his friends and things are a bit weird, so he's just happy that they're all together again.
That's reasonable. And lastly this evening, Malakshire.
Locally, I play Malakshire, the divine soul sorcerer tiefling, who is currently learning a lot of very uncomfortable truths about the religion he dedicated his life to, but he's trying to take it all in stride, or at least as in stride as he can for the moment, until he actually has some time to sit down and think about it.
That'll do. And not appearing particularly in this episode will be Silic. Regular viewers will note the conspicuous little gap. Silic is resting. We'll find out more about that in a moment. Now, can you remember what happened last time?
Last time
We
was all
escaped.
about trying to leave the city.
Yeah, and we
Yep.
managed at the end,
We did.
so I
Yep,
think
we
we're
did.
somewhere in the woods.
But we were definitely deliberately being kept in the city, and we weren't told why.
We were
Mhm.
being watched all the time
So
as well, so we had to do it very stealthily.
So we were like, okay, well, if they're watching us, I guess we will do exactly what we would do if we hadn't noticed that anything was wrong. So we shall go and see if anyone needs our help, since
Yep.
we're on our loop. And then we found an orphan child that appears to have been teleported from somewhere and was traumatized and lived in a stable.
Who's now with us?
Yep.
His name is Emil.
Yes,
I don't
so
remember
it
his age. Small.
we
Not too wee.
He's holding Jack's hand anyway.
Aye. He's old enough he can keep up with us all right.
He's probably sizes with Jack.
Yeah, I was thinking that. That's why
really-
Jack's holding his hand.
He's more than a toddler,
Aye.
so it's fine. So we had to create a distraction so that the guards would leave one of the less guarded gates.
We did not murder chickens though.
No.
We did.
Chaos.
We let them out to cause chaos and a distraction.
Yep. And that seemed to work pretty well. So we managed to sneak out, got a decent distance away, and then had to catch up on some sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's where we left it.
And that is where we
think
find
so, yeah.
ourselves. Yep. So, you're a little way off the edge of the road. thankful for the deep, thick undergrowth that characterises this jungle. And Ariat was taking the first watch as you try to sleep through the day. So, other than a few disgruntled mutterings from your sleeping companions, nothing particularly interesting happens during your watch.
Good.
You hear people passing by on the road. Nobody is particularly making a lot of noise. Nobody is shouting about a bunch of people that they're trying to find. It's just the sort of noise you would hear from a road that is used by merchants, local residents, etc.
Okay. That's good.
Is there anything you'd like to do during your watch?
I don't think so. I think Aria is. I think at the moment she's trying to not think too much. Keep watch. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
That's fair enough. Okay. Your watch concludes peacefully, and it's soon time to wake Jack.
Go over. Gently shake Jack's shoulder.
Hello.
Your turn for watch.
Okay. Anything happening?
Not really. There's some people moving by on the road, but there's not been any interesting chat from them. So,
Alright.
cool. See you in a bit.
No worries.
Arya lies down, stretches, and then curls up in a ball to sleep.
Jack's gonna just sit about, make a few notes, check the perimeter, and then go into his pack and pull out a book and start writing down what they've done so far and trying to piece together where they are. Like, where we are compared to home.
What I Did on My Holidays by Jack Herring, aged
Pretty
3.5.
Pretty much. Pretty much. We went to the city.
The big
Surprisingly, it wasn't shut.
And there's little pictures in the margins and stuff. little stick figures. And you can tell that Silic is Silic because he has a big circle around him for his shell.
That seems entirely reasonable. The others mutter in the sleep a little bit. Nothing very interesting. As Ariat suggested, there's a bit of passing noise, but nothing that suggests a problem. That's all right.
It'll be the restaurant next door.
Well, they've got to do their jobs. And then, unless there's anything you particularly want to do during your watch, other than make your notes and draw your doodles.
Nah, he's just gonna do his little notes and his little pictures and just note down we have a new friend with us.
Yep.
Add him to the little family of like figurines.
That's a good plan. In which case your watch ends pretty peacefully, and it will be Silic that you need to wake up.
Just gonna tap him on the shell. It's your turn.
There's no response at all. You can hear him. You can hear him sleeping, but
Tap his shell again. Alec. It's your turn.
Absolutely no response at all.
I'm gonna like wipe one boot on the ground and then just gently prod him with my toe. Select!
Nope. Absolutely nothing. It looks like
Okay.
you're doing this watch as well.
Alright, in my head, Jack is just like, he's a bit slightly annoyed because he'd kind of like to go back to bed. So he's gonna sit on top of Silic Shell as penance and enjoy being like slightly higher than usual. It's like, oh, this is quite nice.
That seems like the exact sort of thing that Jack would do in a fit of petulance.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfectly reasonable.
He'll do that until he has to wake up Malixar. And then just be like,
yeah, that's fine. So after a little while, you notice Emil starting to stir. And he sort of wakes up a bit and looks around.
"You alright, buddy?"
It's very skyey.
Well, yeah. It's what do you mean by skyey? The sky's always there.
Not in the stables.
Well, that's because there's a roof. So the roof like covers you. So like when it rains, you don't get wet. Or like if it snows, you don't get cold.
Yeah, I guess.
So we're outside. That's why there's sky everywhere.
Outside is weird.
Yeah, sometimes it can be weird. I kind of like the tunnels myself.
That sounds
You okay?
like the roof is very close.
Well, yeah, it can be. Sometimes we have big halls, though, and they carve them in big spaces and stuff. They're really pretty. Dwarves are really good at it. Have you seen dwarves?
Probably. Seen most things.
Fancy. Not seen much, me. That's why we're doing our loop, so we can go see stuff and help folk on the way. Like you.
I'm glad you help folk.
It's the best way to do it, and everybody has stuff, and everybody has a nice life.
Okay. And he just rolls over and wraps his arm over his head.
Good talk.
He snores at you in response. Other than that, not a great deal happens in your second watch. The sky starts to darken a little bit, but it's still some way off coming dark as your watch ends.
A little disgruntled Jack is gonna like go over to Balixar and just be like, prod him. Hello. It's your turn. I'm asleep.
Wasn't Selic taking the last watch?
Yeah, well, Shellman wouldn't wake up, so I sat on him for good measure. But other than the wee man waking up, nothing much going on.
So Malixide is going to sit and clean off his boots, since he's not had a chance to actually sit and preen for a while. And while he's doing that, he's going to try and remember Silic's favourite hymn, so he can sit and sing it at him to see if he can wake him up.
Bless his heart.
Any joy?
No joy at all. Nope.
Yeah.
Again, some noise from the roadway, but just passing folk. The sky above you starts to darken. You can hear some people hurrying to try and get into the city before it gets too late.
And no sign of anyone following us.
You haven't seen or heard anything.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, unless you'd like to do anything else other than sing at Silic and clean your boots off like the fop that you are,
That'll do.
we'll bring your watch to a close. It will be time for people to wake up.
I'll go around and start gently shaking people.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
Come on, time to go.
You had a double watch.
We want to be as far away from here as soon as we can.
Okay.
You had a double watch.
Silic will wake up.
I'll literally just point to the turtle, still in his shell. Like, he's been like that pretty much since we got here.
You can hear him snoring. He's just... I don't know what's going on.
Can I do some sorts of, health check from the outside of the shell? It's gonna be a bit tricky.
You can.
Can we do it? Can
No.
we makeshift an X-ray?
Make sure he's really sleeping rather than like ill or unconscious or
Or in a coma?
yeah.
I mean, sure. Give me a perception check, and we'll see what your senses tell you about Silic.
15.
Shell appears to be in good condition. It doesn't appear to have any unexpected parts missing. It doesn't appear to be softened. Anything like that. And generally seems perfectly normal. You can hear him breathing in there. His breathing sounds perfectly reasonable. It's a nice even cadence. As far as you can tell, he's just asleep.
Can I
Is he
tap
mate?
on his arm?
On his arm.
Get to that from the outside
You
of the
can-
shell.
You can reach in and tap his arm if you particularly want.
Yes. It'll also
Okay.
check his temperature as well.
Okay. What temperature do you expect him to have?
Now you're asking. Okay. A humanoid turtle probably has a body heat of not that much lower than the other humanoids,
That's fair.
because otherwise they couldn't be as active at night as they are. So they can't be completely dependent on outside heat sources. So a little bit cooler than me.
Yep, that sounds perfectly reasonable. You reach your hand in. You find what you assume is an arm rather than anything else, and it's a little cooler than you are, but not significantly.
Okay. Looks round at the others like,
Well, we ain't gonna be able to shift him.
no, he does seem fine.
I mean-
Whatever's going on doesn't seem to be medical, but could it be exhaustion? Could it be
Crisis of faith?
yeah?
Didn't he do this before?
Yeah, and it was a crisis of faith.
Yeah, it might be. really bad timing.
Yeah, we need to go.
I mean, we've got enough ropes. We can probably tie it around him and drag him.
Aye, and how quickly will we be able to move?
True. But what's our other options? Just put a bunch of foliage on him and leave him here. Hope for the best.
Do you
guess
think
we could-
that?
As entertaining as that would be.
I guess we could partially bury him.
Do you
What?
think they did something to him? Like magic or something? I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm all... I was going to say out of character. I'm almost 100% certain he's the only one of us that can cast detect magic. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit. We have opener.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh
That's a
yeah,
good
of course.
Our magical guide is better than any single spell.
mhm.
This is very true. We should ask him.
So as I dig out and unwrap opener, can we hear anything from the road? It's all quiet at this point.
All seems to be quiet at this point. You haven't heard anybody passing for perhaps 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's probably good enough then.
Jack can always go out to the road and remain in stealth. Keep an eye out.
You
Okay.
Give us a shout if anybody starts coming.
Yeah, I'll throw a rock.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Alrighty. So I shall slip into stealth. So I will roll a stealth check. That is a 15.
That'll do. As long as nobody too perceptive comes wandering up the path, you'll be fine.
Opener.
Yes.
I have a question about one of my companions. Silic appears... We can't get him to wake up, and there doesn't seem to be a medical reason for it. Can you sense anything about it?
Yes. He is on loan.
Mm.
Okay, so his consciousness is somewhere else at the moment.
Correct.
I see. Do you know how long that will be the case?
It is not in my control.
I understand. Thank you. Oh, is there anything unusual about this child? And gesture towards Emil, who I just realised is now seeing opener, and this could be.
No, I was gonna say. I think we asked opener last time,
Yeah, I think we did. He's like a special child.
It's a special child.
or he's from somewhere else. It's
Yeah.
all I
Yeah,
remember.
he's full of. I think it was something to do with he's full of light or something.
Mhm.
Something like that.
Now we're outside of the city. Can we tell where Emil is from? We'd quite like to take him home if that's possible.
The child has no home in this world.
I see. Is anyone looking for him?
He is in great danger.
I see.
Mm.
Well, we shall do our best to look after him.
That would be advisable.
Okay. Is it the inner circle that's after him?
I cannot be precise in this matter.
That is fine. Thank you very much for your help, Opener. Okay, I will wrap Opener back up carefully and put him in my bag. And just kind of look at the others, like, well, look at Mal. Since Jack's away, and be like, well, that was odd.
Yeah. So, we don't know where Silic is.
No, but it sounds like he'll have a story to tell us once he's back.
Yeah, so we can't just leave him here.
No. I'm going to go grab Jack.
Yeah, might be an idea.
Go over. Jack, you can come back now.
Oh, shit, Beale's still frozen. So,
Pesky tech issues.
kinda,
Yeah, my laptop keeps freezing over the past like 10
That's okay.
minutes. Jack's just gonna pop his head up, be like, "What?"
So, Silic's consciousness isn't in his body at the moment. And we don't know how long it will be till it's back.
How did his brain get out of his head?
How was
Shoe
there a
magic.
rift and a talking dagger?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if we're going to move, we're going to need to find a way to cart him with us. But I don't know what that would be.
Okay, I don't have the technical skills to do it, but as a woods person,
Mm-hmm.
you might.
To do
But
what?
like, so we don't necessarily need wheels if we can figure out some kind of like ski arrangement, right? We attach some nice big wooden slats underneath them to make it easier to pull them. We hitch some ropes around them, and then we can just kind of fucking skate them down the road,
As long as
or
we
you know,
travel on
carry them along
road,
beside
yeah.
us. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that is fair. But it is the middle of the night, so it might be easier to travel down the road than it would be to go cross country.
Mm.
Oh, well, there's no way we're going to manage to do that going cross country.
Yeah.
So,
So
I mean, it would get us further away from Sparris.
and we could put little Emil on his back, and he could ride him like a sled. I
And
mean,
add more weight.
oh yeah, but it'll be fine once we get him going.
Just kind of looking at Mal going, you do realise that you're pretty much dragging all of this by yourself.
I'm
I
only
would
wee
assume
legs.
I assume we would all chip in.
And Arya just
Do
kind of
do
looks
we
down at
look
herself
do
and
we
goes,
look like we
"What
lift
strength
weights?
do you think we have?"
You've seen me shirtless. You know I have a strength score of 10. Come on.
You and your dad bod.
Yeah, if the three of us can like all pull at the same time, we might actually be able to get enough force going that we can get it going. We can even make it easier. We'll just make them into like little waistbands to drag them along. I mean, I don't hear anyone else making suggestions, so this might be our only shot here. Unless you've got some magical trick that we can use to make things easier.
Well, you are also a magical person.
Well, yes, but you know, I'm more about bringing the fury of Armand to his enemies. Like, I'm 100% sure Selig would not enjoy a fireball up him to get him going. So
Pretty sure he wouldn't like a dagger up him either.
no, exactly. So you know, my options are limited.
What?
Arya
There's
has
gotta be
bitten
somebody
practically
who-
trying to think of something that would help.
It's a
Why don't
character
we-
with the sign of great. Oh, sorry, on you go.
Oh, you go.
I do
was
have
gonna
a
say,
proficiency in land vehicles.
See, we put skis on him, then
I
he
was-
becomes
I
a
was-
sleigh, effectively.
I was
Like,
gonna say, why don't we check the map? Maybe there's a stream and we can just put him on a log and we can
That would be
float down.
That would be much easier. Let's have a look.
I don't suppose you can, summon woodland creatures or anything along those lines, can you?
If we find some, I can talk to them.
We can
Why don't we
ask.
have a look, see if we can find a...
It's not exactly like summoning a familiar.
I mean, Okay, fair. I was just gonna say, out of character, it's a terrible sign when your utility caster is a ranger. Like, oh boy.
Well, the other one is passed out, so
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
okay.
Let's have a look at this map.
See if we can find a stream.
Typey.
I know. It's a problem with my keyboard, sadly. It's very loud. Did you actually get a map that takes you back out of Sparus? Because you had been working with the hand-drawn one that you'd cobbled together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't remember doing so, but that doesn't mean we didn't.
Ranger, I'm sure I can work out if there's water nearby.
Yeah. Landscape evolution and all that.
I can go for a look and see if I can find water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or alternately see if there's a way to if there's a direction we can travel in away from Sparus that goes downhill, because that will make life much easier.
I'll stick close to the road, and if maybe somebody on a cart is gonna go past on the way out, but I doubt it.
Are we really gonna go Grand Theft Cart? Like,
No, we'll ask. We'll just tell them that ours broke and conveniently burst into flames. That's why it's
disintegrated
disappeared.
by-
And we had to.
disintegrated by a whistle.
And we ate the horse because
The horse ran
we got
away.
stuck. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, that's a better idea actually. The horse ran
I
away.
was gonna say, that's why the turtles passed out, ate all that horse.
So I'm gonna go and see if I can find
Yeah.
a stream.
That'd be good.
So I'm assuming that there must be a stream or a river nearby, because otherwise the city wouldn't be able to get enough water.
Yes.
Yep.
So I just need to hope that it flows downriver this way. That would make life easier. So I shall. Did we come across a waterway while we were in the city?
You
It was
saw
it
the
was
sewers,
Okay.
Yeah.
which had freshwater intakes and water outlets.
Okay.
So you know that there are multiple freshwater courses feeding into the city.
hmm The ones coming out might not be as clean, but
Might be more things to float silicon.
I have some healing.
Hmm.
It'll be fine. It's probably better
Yeah.
than being this close to the city. I'm also assuming that as a ranger, I have a decent sense of direction.
Reasonably, and the road isn't particularly windy, so
Okay, that's good.
you're unlikely to get turned around too badly.
I shall break off from the road in a direction that feels right for water, based on where the sewers seem to leave the city.
Okay. Yeah. Approximately fortunate at any rate. You relatively quickly come across a small watercourse, but it's too small for your purpose. The roadway is kind of banked over it rather than it being big enough to need an actual bridge.
How deep is it?
It might be 4 or 5 inches deep, but it's pretty narrow, and it's not the most appetizing looking water you've seen this week.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think he'd like to go in there. It might make his shell all peely-wally.
I don't think getting him in there would actually help float him.
No.
Okay, can I follow that one downstream for a little bit?
Sure. It's relatively easygoing, although it's junglier than you prefer. It's not too bad to walk through, and nothing living in the undergrowth seems terribly interested in you as you walk. Perhaps 10 or 15 minutes brings you down to a point where you can hear, but not yet see, what sounds like a bigger body of water moving past you.
Does it sound like it's moving quickly?
There's a certain amount of noise from it. You can't tell if it could be moving quickly, or it could be that there's a little weir here, or some combination of the two.
Okay. And I guess I better go and have a closer look. Very concerned we might end up accidentally drowning him.
Okay. So you get a little bit closer, and as you reach the water's edge, you can see that it's a significant body of water. It's deep, it's fast flowing, and it's absolutely filthy. Can you make me a Constitution save?
Ugh. Oh no. One.
Your breakfast joins the rest of the fetid mass as it flows down the river, going only goodness knows where.
Oofed.
We are not, definitely not putting him in that. And if we weren't already skeptical, that would be enough to make me distrust the circle. The hell is this doing?
I mean, I assume that would be the outtake of the sewer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I guess we're dragging him along the road then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Alright. Okay. Let's get a rope. Let's get a harness fashioned.
Let's get back to him first.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll start building some wee skis.
I assume you've been doing that in our absence.
Yeah, just in case. Just lashing together bits of wood and leaves and everything. Like...
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we have enough rope. That's not
yeah.
the issue.
Indeed. It's just effort that you need.
Yeah. I'm not convinced we're going to get very far.
Well, with
No.
a bit of messing around and a little bit of trial and error, you managed to lash something together that should just about hold still its weight, as long as you take it easy.
Yeah. Fair.
You'll just have to hope that the road isn't particularly bumpy at any points.
We'll get Emil to run ahead and tell us.
Yeah.
He could be scout. Just stay ahead. Just stay in our eyesight so we can see you. Don't go too far.
I'm not sure that's a great idea since he's a bigger target than we are at the moment.
But it's the middle of the night. Well, almost.
I mean, it is, but look what we're doing.
That's very true.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I could have a lead, just tie it around his waist, and he could run ahead, and I'll just hold on, tie it to my belt, and then help pull
Make sure
poor Silic along.
Caught up with the one for Silic.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming that instead of a waist rope, we've actually furnished kind of harnesses for
Like a set of reins.
Yeah, so something mostly looking like a lasso to go over your shoulder.
Yeah.
No, you want a basic chest and hip harness to get all of the muscle mass behind it.
Okay. It's a lot more involved to get in and out of.
Fine, I can tie it.
That's fine.
I've gotten it worse than all those dwarven clubs.
Don't have any safety shears.
Oh dear.
Okay. So who is going to be the pack horse?
Turns out it was my idea. I would take the first.
I think I probably have the highest strength out of us, so it should probably be me.
13 is my strength.
As is mine, but
Wait.
I feel like it might be.
It's still better than mine.
I think physics suggests that it should probably be Aria over Jack.
Yeah. Let's go with
13
that.
strength is 13 strength. Doesn't matter.
Anyway, Jack, how about you go forward with Emil to scout things out, and Mal stay beside me, just in case anything happens.
Yeah, we'll
back
keep
there.
an eye out.
Okay. So I start trying to move.
I can give him a push start if you like.
That might help.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack's gonna do the same. Well, let's just get behind and shove them down.
As long as you don't all jump into the sled at the end, it's fine.
Yes, this is going to be bad enough.
At least he's got his shell to protect him.
Yeah.
He's on the skis, so
Mhm.
this shell won't get injured.
Okay. Well, you managed to get moving reasonably successfully, so that's fine. It's not the fastest you've ever moved.
Look,
Jack
managing to move an unconscious turtle.
Jack is about twice as fast as you are, and he's only got little legs.
We need his not. I'm gonna be skipping here.
So, you make some progress. That's fine. You cross the little stream you saw earlier. And a little bit further on, you get up towards what looks like it is quite a substantial bridge.
Oh, is this over the the sewage outlet.
It is
Shit stream.
indeed.
The shit stream.
I
Roll.
warn
Yep.
Alexire.
All three of you roll to lose your lunch.
Oh god.
Amy, you're going to have to do this one for me.
Oh.
I'm going to throw up from it again the second time.
Constitution save, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jack gets a 14, and I will roll a d20, and then you can add your
Mhm.
thingy. And that is a 15.
16.
13 for Aria.
You all managed to just about get past the foul aromas and try not to look over the parapet.
Yeah, no.
Nope. We're not. We're directing our gaze elsewhere and thinking of ice cream and lovely sweet things. And
I shouldn't even have bothered cleaning my boots.
I don't. One, we're on a bridge, and two, I
That's
don't
still
want to
too
think about
close.
any sort of food just now.
Jack's thinking of his mum's home cooked bacon. Home bacon. That's what he's thinking of. Rock cakes. Thinking about Mama's rock cakes. Mama's rock cakes. Best things in the world. They smell so sweet. They smell so nice. Fluffy. Full of air. Nothing like this.
Tries to not think about them.
Dear me. Okay, you get across the bridge unscathed, and you carry on down the roadway for probably another hour or so. There's a little sound of water somewhere nearby, but it is starting to get light in the sky above you.
Okay, we're going to need to find a camping place
Mm-hmm.
for the day. And I don't know how much farther I can really drag Silk.
Yeah, no, we need to rest soon. This isn't in our job description.
But none of this has been in our job description so far. It's been a very weird loop.
Yeah.
Jack's
true.
gonna pause and like gently nudge Silk again with his boot and be like, "Dude, you need to wake up."
I think that's fair.
Cat tax.
Yep. Guest star time.
Do you think about dragging a tortle, Fafnir?
Doesn't look very convinced.
I think he's wondering if it would be food.
Usually. Okay, so you stop, you hunt out somewhere that was reasonably accessible to get set up for a campsite. It'll be far enough from the road that you won't be visible, and you can get in there without it being too obvious that you've literally dragged a turtle into it.
You better appreciate what we do for him.
Did we disguise the traces of our previous camp after getting him out of it?
No, we did not. Jack is gonna wander back and just a short distance and hide our tracks and make them go off in a different direction.
It's a sufficiently well-made road that
okay.
that this has managed to not leave tracks.
Okay.
Good.
You know, it's dense packed enough that there are no cart tracks on it even. So
okay then.
you've gotten away with it.
Okay.
It's just very obvious where you started the day.
Okay,
That's fine.
bad.
We can
Okay.
accept that.
So, what would you like to do?
Eat.
Eat.
Yeah.
Aria
Sit
is
down.
very hungry at this point.
That's
I
fair.
should have made sandwiches. I forgot to make sandwiches.
And I think Aria's probably pretty sore,
Probably.
Imagine,
or is going to be pretty sore in about 10 minutes after stopping.
I'm pretty sure I can throw a cure wounds, if that'll help. Don't know if that'll assist with muscle aches and pains, but
it'll help.
Yeah.
It all adds up. I'll take
Magical
it.
ibuprofen.
Yep,
Mhm.
definitely needed.
Okay, that's fine. You can get your evening meal on, get yourselves situated, ensure that Emil has something to eat and somewhere to rest his head. He's done a lot of walking today. He looks pretty beat.
You did well, kid. Good for you. We'll get you in a hammock in no time.
He looks a bit confused. He doesn't appear to understand what a hammock is, but he just accepts it anyway from you.
Bless.
Jack's gonna make it up for him. Be like, look, you're off the ground that way. You'll get hopefully you'll maybe sleep better.
Pokes suspiciously at the hanging material. It sways from side to side, and it's like, nah.
Well, if you're not gonna go in it, I'll go in it. Test the weight before Jack even tries. She's like, we're just gonna get a rock first. Give me a minute.
I'm amused that you were prepared to put the child in it without testing that it was actually secure.
Well, no, he would have tested it first. He would have tested it first for the child, but he would have been like, it's fine. It's okay. I've done this 1,000 times.
That's always the sentence that precedes you jumping into the hammock and falling straight through the hole that you hadn't noticed in the bottom of it. Yep.
Same as it's 1 in a million chance.
It's actually a poncho that you've pulled out, not a hammock.
Oh dear, straight down the neck hole.
I took the wrong one. Dah!
That's what happens when you're overtired, Jack.
Don't know why Jack's overtired. I'm the one that was dragging Silic.
I had 2 shifts. And then I had to push.
This is true.
And I have weirder legs than you. I'm covering twice the distance.
I mean, I spent all that time coming up with the idea for the Silic sleigh, so I'm beat as well.
Oh, you had to think. Oh, how difficult for you. When me and Aria are doing the legwork.
Seemingly it was too taxing for either of you, so yeah.
Hey, we tried other options first before we went with let's do the manual labor test.
Which one did we have to do?
Oh, we wouldn't have got. Well, I'm going for hammock. He better be awake tomorrow.
Arya is biting her tongue and not getting involved in the argument.
It's very rare for Jack to get into an argument.
Yeah. Not having an argument about it. Doesn't look very impressed.
I will take first shift to let everyone else have a rest.
Thank you.
Okay. So you get yourselves settled down. Malexia is on for the first watch, which will be longer than usual since there's only 3 of you. Pretty much the only thing you hear through the night is the sound of running water. It's far enough away to not be right up near you, but it's close enough that you can hear it splashing and burbling. Proper water sounds.
Yeah.
There's occasional stuff moves around. It's a jungle. That's all within normal expectations. You don't hear anybody pass by on the road. It's probably mid-morning by the time there's the first sound of movement over on the road, and at that stage, it's about time for you to be waking Ariat up for the second watch.
Fuck! She spent the entire day dragging that turtle. Jack's getting the second watch.
Yeah, I was like, no, let her sleep.
Thank you.
But at that point, as I'm waking Jack up, I will kind of say for him to maybe like range out a little bit and keep an eye on the road as well, and see if there's any, stealable carts.
Or a horse. Or something.
Or a
That I
horse.
can...
A
goat. Something.
Yeah. And we don't necessarily have to steal it. Apparently we do have money. But
Yeah. And we don't have much money.
no,
If you
not me
manage to
personally.
find the goat, then the two of you are in charge of riding the damn thing.
That's fine.
Jack's lovely. Jack will befriend it. It'll be fine.
Oh no, Jack is lovely. It's the goat I'm skeptical about.
All goats are sus.
I don't particularly relish the challenge of handling the goat side of that speaks with animals. Mainly because it's just going to be one long stream of consciousness.
Screaming at the top of its lungs, probably.
Indeed.
Personality.
Once upon a time, I had the button I was looking for there. Never mind.
Oh, I'm sad.
I'm sad too. Where the hell did it go? Don't know. Never mind. That's a problem for another day.
If I look strange at the moment, I am currently holding a very unhappy cat.
You are.
Poor Fanfanier.
Hey, he was fast asleep when we started, and I put food down for the pair of them, so I don't know what he's bitching about. Hey?
You only feed us to shut us up, Mum. The only reason there's food there.
But,
I mean, it does
keep
help.
an eye out. But if you keep an eye out for anything that is possibly stealable, come and wake me up, because I am the face of the party. Believe it or not.
Okay. Pretty sure she is. They are. Aria is, but okay. You think that, big man.
I definitely think that Malixire is more of the Murdoch of the party.
Alright, he's gonna like
I'll take that.
find a spot where he can keep an eye on camp and see the road. But like keep under like a some cover of like shrubbery or something.
Okay.
Shrubbery.
A shrubbery?
A shrubbery.
It's getting very silly.
And no, a giant rabbit will not be able to pull Silk.
I mean, you're right. You would need at least 3 giant rabbits to pull Silk. Just saying. Okay, Jack, your watch passes relatively peacefully. There are a few folk passing on the road, but everybody seems to travel in groups. So, waylaying somebody for their cart / horse / random animal is not particularly a viable approach.
Are there any wayward chickens?
There are not any wayward chickens.
Damn. I should have stolen a chicken.
You haven't even seen any non-wayward chickens, for that matter.
Damn. You should have stolen a chicken on the way out of the city. I could have made a roast.
I think that might have attracted attention.
But we would have had a full belly.
I mean, dead with a full belly is one way to go. It's a lot better than most folk. However, there's not a great deal to really report, and other than the incessant noise from the stream, your watch passes without any real notable incident at all.
Alright, I'm just gonna approach Ari and just nudge her very gently on the shoulder. Ari, I'm sorry. I know. Not much happening. Being quiet. Just the stream, just carrying on.
Well, that's good at least. Starts trying to move.
Take it easy, though.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I can feel yesterday's workout.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have a go to if we can't get him.
Get some sleep for now, it's fine. And then I dig in my pack and find something to eat. That was an extra workout. Arya is now ravenous.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then take up watch.
Okay. There's some folk passing on the road, nothing very interesting. Sounds like there's a few folk moving away from the city, not just folk going in today. Other than that, pretty much the only other noise you can hear apart from the road is that flaming stream. It just seems to be monopolizing your consciousness a little bit. And the only other thing of any note is that you look round at one point and there's some sort of large insect you don't recognise that's taking a quick diversion across Sillet's shell.
Can I get a good look at it?
You can.
Does this look like it's... I don't recognise it because it's from the other side of the veil?
You mainly don't recognise it because the jungles around Sperris aren't very well documented. So although you have had significant training in stuff you might find out in the world, it feels like they never expected you to just wander in and out directly of Sperris, because you didn't know it was in a jungle.
Oh, that is very weird. I don't like that very much. So I'm going to have a good look at the insect without disturbing it, to make sure that it is not going to bite or sting any of us. Because I don't know what these are, so being cautious.
Yep, that seems reasonable.
Sillet is probably at least risk out of all of us.
So it's about the size of the palm of your hand. It's sort of oval in shape, and it has a distinct iridescence to it. It doesn't appear to be interested in people, meat, etc. But you can recognise that its mandibles are similar to those you see in woodland insects that are that will feed on leaves. So you can make an educated guess that it's probably safe enough.
Okay, that's good. Although, now Arya is very distracted by the thought of, why are we taught how to deal with arid areas and grasslands and forests? And not this. Are the only people that are free to enter or leave Sperris those who live within a certain area? Or maybe so close to Sperris we're expected to just be on the road. Very odd. So, when things are quiet on watch, Arya is going to be spending a decent bit of her attention trying to learn this new environment. Like the different sorts of creatures that are here.
Yep, that seems reasonable. You can recognise quite a lot of different types of insects by similarity. There's a certain number of birds flying around, etc. Doesn't appear to be anything particularly ground dwelling that's coming anywhere near you. Whether that's a lack of them or whether that's caution on their parts, you have no way of knowing.
Is it warmer here than a lot of the other areas?
It's no warmer here than it has been through the jungle over the last day or so, but it certainly has that humid, close feel that you wouldn't find in a forest except immediately after a heavy rain when it's decided to switch immediately to be sunny.
I'm kind of glad we're travelling at night. I'm not really built for super hot places. Arya starts wondering, why haven't we seen more reptiles? I wonder why Silic went visiting just now. Is it... So yeah, Arya is completely overthinking for the rest of her watch, apparently.
Okay. Can you give me a perception check?
I can. It's another natural one.
Doing well with these today.
Timing.
Nothing interesting occurs during the remainder of your watch. The sky darkens above you, and it's time to wake people up.
I shall shake Mal and Jack up, let Emil sleep a little longer. So yeah, nothing interesting on the road. But were either of you ever taught how to deal with the jungles around Sperris?
No.
Did you
Never
know?
even been in one. I don't think.
Yeah.
I guess I did get taught how to cast Burning Hands. That's the closest I think I've ever come to horticulture.
But they give us the basics on how to survive in woodland and grassland, but not jungle. I didn't even know Sparris was in a jungle.
No.
I mean, I would imagine that those would be the more common areas to find while out on your loop. From what I've heard of your loops, anyway.
Except that everyone has to go through Sparris.
So why does nobody talk about the jungle?
So the one terrain that everybody will come across is jungle.
Maybe that's a
because
test.
you're on your way to the safest place in all the land, surely. For most people.
Let's go with that. I don't know. It just seems weird, and that river.
Yeah.
As Arya mentions the river, you notice that you can't hear the water flowing any longer.
Oh fuck.
We should probably go and check that out.
Do we really want to?
Who
Do we
is
really
going-
want to?
Who is going to check it out, and who is staying with Silic?
Well, I can hide better than you two, so I'll go check it out.
Thank you, an idea.
I'm gonna slip into
Poor Jack.
stealth. I'm gonna slip into stealth. I'm just gonna roll a stealth check.
The most grudging rogue.
He's more like he's like, I don't hear any noise, and if we don't hear a noise, that means something's either switched off, something's opened, something might be loose. It's just like,
I mean, I'm thinking they might have closed the flow from the sewers.
yeah, the sluice gates. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Hopefully it's
But
just that.
Yeah.
that is a 12 for
Okay.
stealth.
You might be a little bit too busy grumbling to yourself to be as stealthy as usual.
I might be a little bit too loud, or there's little like little movements in the foliage as I move around. You just can't quite pinpoint me.
Daddy, why is that bush swearing?
Fucker.
Okay, you go to try and check it out. You find where it was perfectly easily. It is a little channel, maybe a couple of inches deep, very uneven. Lots of things that would make those bubbling, happy water noises that you could hear last night. It is as dry as a bone, and there is no indication there's been water in it for the last month.
What? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. I'm gonna slightly retreat back and tell the others. It's like it wasn't even there. Like, the whole bed is dry.
Whatever we heard, it wasn't the river. I would assume. Your portal or something being open that's producing that noise.
Ari, you might want to like open
We didn't
opener.
hear a noise.
Yeah,
That's the point. The
It
river
just-
has-
No,
the water's disappeared.
no, but during the night we had heard it flowing.
Yeah.
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 Well, I don't remember.
You heard it flowing. It was the only thing you could hear at some point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why it was driving you demented.
Arya was getting so distracted by the. Wait, why don't I know anything about a damn jungle?
Yeah, your
Well,
mind was on
maybe-
fire with the
Oh,
jungle.
I'm not sure
That's
when
fair.
it stopped.
Yeah.
But
But by the sounds of it, if it's dry, then there couldn't have been water in it last night, effectively.
there was.
So what was me? Ooh.
I reckon we just keep going and get out of here as fast as we can.
It's not a terrible idea.
I'm
'Cause
inclined to agree.
This
Um,
is weird
we can
for us,
always
even
try
for
coming
us.
back. If we need to do anything about the river, we can always try coming back. It's not
We
like
can-
we're managing
Yeah.
to make good.
Great
distance.
headway.
So
We can we'll put a little circle on our hand-drawn map, roughly where we think we currently are.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bit of a line for the river.
We can just pray to Armand that we find some poor, relatively easy to convince sap on our way who's doing some nighttime traveling with his massive wagon.
Jack's gonna annotate some stink drawings around where the river is and like the path of the shit
The
stream.
river still stink.
Oh,
I didn't-
that's a different river. It's not the river you crossed. It's a much smaller body of water. It's the
Oh.
one that you could hear last night.
How odd.
Hmm.
It didn't appear to stink, or at least Jack has come back without noting that it stank.
His nostrils have probably been like scalded.
From the previous one. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna make some breakfast,
That sounds.
and we can decide what we're gonna do.
I'm assuming we do the same as yesterday.
Yeah, just press on.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try and pull him? Give you a rest?
I'll give you a hand as well. Arya can scout.
You sure?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The less it's on one person, the better, because then you're gonna get wrecked, and we need ya. So let's just share the load.
Thank you.
Jack's gonna make some breakfast. Make sure we all have some energy before slipping on that harness and adjusting it to his size.
Come on, Mal, let's go. Sooner we get going, the sooner we can drop these harnesses.
Yep.
You want a stealth check, a strength check?
Sure, it'll be entertaining.
Oh God!
You can. Oh wait. Uh-oh.
What?
Wait,
I may get into some trouble.
What?
what?
Technically, I could have cast enhance attribute, which would have given you advantage on your strength checks. But in fairness, I was keeping it in reserve in case I had to use it to boost my charisma to charm some poor yokel out of his cart.
Jack and I are just gonna look at you and just be like,
We're gonna dunk you in a body of water later.
Do I get to pick the body of water?
No,
Uh,
Ari does. Ari does. Cast your spell.
Would it be better casting it on me or you? Probably you, because you will actually get some advantage from it.
yeah,
Like,
go on then.
yeah,
Let's try
yeah.
it.
So that's one of my second level spells. So you now get advantage on your strength check. Lucky you.
So that's a double natural one then, yeah?
No.
Yeah, you need
It
to
wasn't.
give us both some rolls.
Oh, that is 14 for your spell.
Mhm.
What else do I need to roll? Sorry.
So you roll 2d20 for your strength check.
Okay.
And we take the highest one, which is you have advantage.
That is a 19.
That'll do.
Okay.
Ow.
Fucking charging on ahead.
Well, Jack can move at approximately Jack's normal speed. Which isn't entirely dissimilar to the speed that Ariel was making yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a little bit faster.
The issue is, I do
He's
also need
singing-
to roll for
What do you
me
need? What do you need?
a d20.
Just a straight D20.
Just a straight d20. I ain't adding shit. Before you even say the results, I'm just going to say that I am simply power walking, like making it look as though there's enough slack on the ropes while I power walk beside Jack.
Yeah, because that is a 1.
Oh, God. I've been trampled by the sleigh.
I keep clipping your ankles.
Yep. Yes, you achieve very little other than being in Jack's way.
Yep. And I'm trying to sing a song, and I'm like trying to get past you because you're like you're walking slightly too slowly, and I can't get around you because you keep weaving.
And it would be easy if this was a shopping trolley, which is you take him out at the knee, but with the sleigh it's quite different.
Yeah, I'm basically clipping you with the back with my shoes, my boots at the back. I just keep clipping your ankles. You bloody move, Mal! You're in the way. I think at one stage you'll probably just get annoyed and probably just like kick you in the back of the ankles. Well, you move.
Meanwhile, Ari, and Emil are walking on ahead to make sure that the road doesn't turn into a complete mudfest. Which it doesn't, so that's fine. There's nothing particularly interesting on the road. It's nice and quiet. No, it doesn't seem like anybody much else bothers to travel at night. They are presumably used to this sort of weather. About halfway through the second half of the night, you can see up ahead what looks like a marker post. So it looks like you might be coming up to a crossroads.
Ooh. How far is it?
It's probably only another 10 or 15 minutes away.
It's fine. We'll just keep going.
Okay, are you going to carry on at your pace, or are you going to wait for Jack and Mal to catch up with you?
I'm going to carry on at my pace.
Okay.
Have a look first, just in case.
Yep, that seems fine.
Something else. Arya has learned to be paranoid.
So at the crossroads marker, there is it's a fork. So the road describes a Y here. There's a sign pointing back to the way you came. It's just which says Sperris. There's a sign that points to the right, which says maintenance, and a sign that points to the left that says Gansberg.
I'm assuming we're going to Gangsburg? But what's the maintenance? What's that? Is that maybe something to do with the sewers? In the river?
How far through the night is it?
It's about 3/4 of the way through the night.
Hmm.
You'll need to be camping in another hour and a bit.
We'll need to make a decision then. I wonder what maintenance is.
Or, and I know that I'm never the one with the good plans, we could hang around nearby and see who comes from each direction towards Sperris.
Mm.
True.
Like we could see if there's any particular interest going towards or away from maintenance that would catch our eye. And like we could, I don't know, me and Jack could sit and sing songs, pretend we're a travelling bard troupe. Like something just to make us look a bit less conspicuous.
I mean, I think being hidden might be a good way to be less conspicuous.
Yeah, we could we can just sit and watch and see what happens and follow them quietly, and then take them from behind and just ask them a few questions.
Might also give us a chance to, as I said, buy someone's cart out from under them, depending on what we want to do.
I'm gonna stay in the bush.
There's a sign for left and right. Does the road we're on continue straight on?
No, it's a Y fork, so
Okay.
you've come up the stem of the Y.
They are... Okay, so whichever way we go, we're likely to have... Ariad's still tired. We're likely to have not be that far away.
Yeah, I'd imagine the maintenance road is probably a dead end.
I think we should go a little bit up the left-hand road towards Gansberg, and we can camp relatively soon.
Mm.
Which means that we won't be that far away from the junction.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to potentially
Keep an eye on it.
or listen out if there's anything.
Yeah.
We can go check.
Yeah.
Find a high enough tree to climb up and view from.
I don't know. Jungle trees go awfully high.
Yeah, I don't want to get stuck.
Well,
because I don't trust you to catch me. So no.
I
know. I trust Ari to catch me. I trust Ari to catch me. I don't trust Mal to catch me.
Well,
but with your rules, Ari, I don't know.
Yeah. You can trust Aria to try to catch you.
Yes.
Mal might let you drop for a laugh. You never can tell.
Mal might get distracted midway while I'm falling midway and miss me by an inch.
No.
Yeah.
I'm very attentive most of the time.
Oh, squirrel.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
I think Aria's plan sounds good.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best kind of solution because we don't really want to go up the maintenance road
until we know
have something
what's
and then be
happening.
like, yeah, and then be kind of like cornered.
I don't want to have to make a quick getaway.
Yeah.
While we're having to drag a tortle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a sled.
In the morning.
Hopefully.
Well, you know what I mean. Back by dusk.
Just say tomorrow. Tomorrow just works.
Yeah. Okay. Back tomorrow, and then we can hear his tale and see if we can work anything out and decide whether we want to try and work out what is going on with a maintenance road and a disappearing river. Or a river that was never there. One of the two.
Alrighty. Let's go then.
Yep.
I'm gonna pack mule this another hour, did you say?
Yep, you got about that long.
Okay, let's go. Here we go.
Jack's gonna try and sing a song, but is very tired now.
Okay.
We don't need to go for a full hour. We could.
No. An hour. We said an hour. We'll do an hour.
You said you had an hour of travelling time available to you, but our
Yeah.
plan was indeed to stop relatively close to the junction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, we
tell me
wanna be
when
able
you want
to-
me to veer off the road. And I'll do it.
And that's how we got a tortle stuck in a ditch.
Not do that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Okay. So you find a convenient point to leave the road where you'll be able to make it as non-obvious as possible that anyone's been dragging things through there. You find a nice flat area to set camp up in with enough tree cover. Well hidden from the road. You don't hear anything particularly, just standard jungly animal noises that you've been hearing for the last couple of days. And that's about all there is to it, really. It's a perfectly good campsite. It's unremarkable.
Cool.
So, who is going to take the first watch?
I shall take first watch this time.
Jack
Okay.
is going to faceplant into his hammock.
Jack can have
I-
last watch.
I will. I was gonna say I will cast a cure wounds on Jack.
He's
Don't even know if
gonna
it'll do anything. But
He's just gonna
better
lift
than
his
nothing.
thumb in the air and be like, "There, there."
Okay. Who is going to take second watch when it comes?
I'll take second watch.
Okay. So, your watch passes quickly and without any incident at all, really. Your companions stir in their sleep a couple of times, with the exception of Silik, who seems to still be out for the count. Emil looked a little more interested in Jack's hammock tonight, but is still nowhere near it, ready to trust himself to such a contraption. But you hear a couple of people pass on the road. It sounds like they've come down this side. It doesn't sound like they're far enough away to be on the maintenance road. And that's about it for your extended watch.
That's not too bad. Okay. Oh, goes to wake someone to take their watch and then, like, very quickly just curls up and passes out.
Yep. I'll go take my watch.
So, Malexia, you hear a fair number of people passing through the day. It's the busy point of the day, apparently. And the other thing you do hear is a deep stomping noise, almost, that's coming from further away than the road. You assume it's over towards the maintenance road somewhere. It doesn't sound like anything you've heard before, not even a dwarven contraption would make that much noise. It doesn't appear to have particularly disturbed the others. There's a little bit of rolling over and grumbling, but they're not particularly woken by it.
I mean, I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna maybe try and ease my way away from camp to see if there is anything that I can see or figure out more about that particular noise.
Okay.
I probably won't break the tree line or anything like that, but I will try and kind of make my way closer towards the road. So I
Okay.
can see if I can figure out what it is.
Can you give me a stealth check?
Amy, can you give me a roll? D20.
That is a 9.
So that is a grand total of 11.
It's better than a 1.
Yes.
Okay. You are relatively careful, and no one is particularly looking to spot things happening inside the jungle. You don't get any indication of what might be creating all that noise. You do see that you are able to see that there are a few more folk travelling with carts than you could necessarily tell by ear. But they are very much all travelling in groups, as previously. The other thing you do spot is a couple of armed figures with the circle insignia on display, just moving towards the city. They're walking quietly. They're not paying a lot of attention to anything around them, but they are not. They're not just going to the city because they're local.
Okay. That does complicate things, because my first instinct would be to try and go out and charm someone into giving me their cart. But it's a terrible idea. Like, especially if there's armed guards patrolling the roads. So, yeah, I will resist my instincts and blink back into the jungle.
Okay.
It's very difficult to be stealthy when you're bright red. I should also say that. Like, I think an 11 was not bad.
I mean, it's not like you're fluorescent.
No, true. But yeah, no, I will slink back into the jungle.
Okay. Other than that, your watch passes without incident. And it is eventually time to rouse Jack.
I will say to Jack to keep an ear out for anything large and stompy.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you what it was, but yeah, just keep an ear out.
Okay. I'll make a start on breakfast so we don't have to wait around too long.
Okay.
Be good.
Make some bacon sandwiches as well.
I think it's quite cruel of you to start cooking bacon whilst your companions are asleep.
Oh no, I'm getting everything ready. Like, I'm getting the buns ready, and the bread's all like nice and buttered and just ready to go. The pan's on the little makeshift stove that I've made, and it'll get whacked on when.
Ari has a concern, probably about the quality of your butter after 3 days in the jungle.
No, my concern is getting food ready in advance like that means we're about to be descended on by entire nests of ants.
I'll put it back in the pack for now.
Yeah.
Think of the extra protein.
Your face.
Goes back to sleep.
I have this mental image of Arya just hearing you open your pack and start unpacking things and rolling over and going, "No! Critters!"
Think of the ants! This is how we get ants!
And rolling back over again, assuming that you will just do the sensible thing.
Yeah, he will. He'll grumble about it and just be like, "There's nothing wrong with a bit of ant in your sandwich. It's just an extra bit of crunch." Ugh, so picky.
I have every faith in Jack.
Okay. So, nothing very interesting happens during your watch, Jack. There are no large stompy noises, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Especially since Malakzai was very not specific about what caused them.
Yeah.
Like, are you talking small stomp, big stomp, giant stomp, stomp that's gonna put me into paste? What kind of stomp we talking about? But
Difficult
apparently
to
it's not
tell.
big.
No.
Distant.
Yes.
So, the dusk falls. It's time for everybody to wake up again.
I will rouse them with the smell of bacon.
That smells good. Nom
I
nom.
thought it would be a nicer way to wake you up.
It's
Yeah,
sweet, baby. Thank
Definitely.
you. So, how were your watches?
Nothing exciting in mine. Mal said he heard
Stomping.
stomping.
Yeah, like big clattery stomps somewhere far down the maintenance path. But couldn't tell you what.
One of us is going to need to go and have a look, aren't they?
It's gonna
Yeah.
be me, isn't it?
Probably.
I mean,
After breakfast.
yeah.
Yeah.
It could be reasonable that two of us could go. But we will need someone to stay with Silic and Emil.
Ari, do you want to come with me?
I'll come with you.
We're the most
Yeah, I was gonna say, you-
sneaky, so.
Yeah, you two are the stealthiest. I'll stay here with Silic and Emil.
And Mal's bright red. They'll see him a mile away. He'll stick out. He
Yeah.
sticks out like a sore thumb in this jungle. All the
Yeah.
green and browns.
I mean, you say that, but tigers are bright orange.
It's very true. But they're
like
stripy, so
out.
they're supposed to blend in. That's what their stripes are for.
It's true.
Okay. So, there's a good breakfast under your belts.
Mhm.
You both make me stealth checks.
I can try.
Oh,
That is
that's
leaving
the
now.
wrong one.
That's fine. Now I
Cat-
can make stealth check.
Cat disapproves of you trying to roll a die.
Yep.
Well, that's a 5. So Jack is not very stealthy today.
Sorry, Aria.
13.
13. That one's
If
not too
it's
bad, at least.
Really concerning, then I can use pass without trace. So.
Okay. So, largely because Aria is paying more attention than Jack is, you managed to get across the road to Jansberg into the gap between that and the maintenance road, and work your way down towards the maintenance road. And what you can see when you get a little way into that patch of jungle is that everything in front of you has been leveled. It's just like a big hand came and wiped the jungle away.
Oh.
What?
Well, that's weird.
And in the clearing, on the far side of it, so you can't make out too much detail, is a metal contraption with a big flat plate on one end.
Ari, what's that?
I have no idea. But clearly doing a lot of damage. And it doesn't look like any maintenance to me.
Clearly, we're not touching it,
Mm,
right?
Yeah, no, I am not going near that thing.
Mark it on the map.
Yep, definitely.
Mark it on the map.
That.
We'll investigate there. Maybe.
Yeah.
Question mark.
Yeah, again, I think we might need to look with us for this one.
Yeah, we too squishy
Or-
for this.
Or again, just awake so we can run.
Or hide behind.
He is got quite the natural armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go back to Mal and Silik and Emil.
Yeah.
Kind of
Uh,
looks at it really suspiciously as we
Yeah,
leave.
we're just kind of like looking over our shoulders. We're like walking away going, what the fuck?
Okay. As you go back, you are in the middle of carefully crossing the Jansberg Road. You hear from behind you a whistle, a shout, and then a horrendous rhythmic stomping noise.
Ooh, I want to run away.
How close is it?
It sounds like it's exactly where you saw the contraption. It doesn't appear to be anything to do with you.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
But it's entertaining to see Amy panic for an entire minute.
I thought we were gonna be like chased down by like a chopping machine or something like that, or like the wood chopping machine from Beauty and the Beast was what I had envisioned. just like chopping away.
I was trying to work out if I needed to run or if we should just freeze quietly.
Yeah, don't make any movements.
Well, you're halfway across the road. You probably shouldn't freeze.
You know what we mean. Oh, okay. Do we lead them to Silik and Mal, or do we go in a different direction then?
Let's go the long way around. Like, take off the path and then just go round a circle or something.
Yeah. But if it's not that close, then we're fine.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Let's just quickly get back.
Malixire, the only part of the noise from that you could hear was the stomping noise as it was started again.
So like maybe clearing the forest, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe for like farmland and stuff.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. It just seems like it's gonna cause an awful lot of chaos and destruction.
And there's plenty farms everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think we have any food shortages.
No, it's
But,
a bit weird. Why would we need more farms?
well, we'll see.
Malixire, you're muted.
That won't help the conversation. The first thing that would jump to my mind, piecing together a couple of things you've already said about them never mentioning there being a jungle, is there meant to be a jungle around Sperris? Like, we've been dealing with all sorts of incursions from other places.
Ooh.
We've not been taught anything about there being a jungle. Are they maybe just trying to hide the evidence at this point?
Are they trying to return it to the way it was?
I will say once the guys get back and explain what they saw, would I have seen anything like that the last time I was in Sperris, or heard of anything that matches that description?
No, that doesn't match anything that you've seen or heard of. Other than in that you're aware that the dwarven contingent will fairly routinely be on the hook for making various contraptions, but the detail of it isn't familiar to you in any way.
No, so it doesn't sound like it's dwarven. So,
It's huge.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
not like a small thing.
Okay.
very weird. But you might be right. It might be that they're trying to return the area to how it was.
Like, it does feel weird to have a jungle right in the middle of all this other, forest and regular farmland.
Is it
so...
not weird to have a city in the middle of a jungle?
Well, yeah, there is that too. But like, civil engineering is a marvel. Like, you can build cities anywhere you please.
I mean, if you're in a jungle, you're kind of guaranteed having enough water.
Yeah.
So that
But yeah, something's fishy.
is very weird. Can I? Now we're thinking about this in such depth. Can I try to? I'm hoping that because I'm a ranger, I can try and work out how long this jungle has been established. Basically, like, is it relatively new growth, or are the trees absolutely giant and clearly been there for many, many centuries?
Assuming that that there are no magical forces at play, your best estimate is that the trees immediately around you in this patch of jungle are at least 250 years old.
I mean, it's possible they think that the jungle just isn't useful. But I don't know. It's all very weird.
We could ask the knife.
Is it the sort of thing the opener would know about?
Don't know until we ask.
Yeah.
Guess.
No, I don't see any harm in asking him. It's been right so far.
As far as we know.
And it's never. It's always told us what we needed at the right time.
I mean,
Again, as far as we know. Like,
will you stop being?
Look, like, you're the ones who arrived with a magical talking knife. I'm just kind of having to go along with this at this point.
Well, you've seen what happens, so.
You were pulled off of your first loop and then sent out a second time with a group that keep finding the weird stuff. This is not our fault.
Yeah.
But my first loop was more than fine. So.
Because it was like, what, 2 weeks?
Well, two weeks if you include all the time I spent in Sperris. Like.
Well, it's certainly starting to look like they just expect people to be in Sperris. So weird. I would still expect there to be more people, like, coming and going from the city.
I mean, there were plenty of folk coming and going throughout the day. Although I guess they were all, farmers and shit. There wasn't really a great deal of our types kicking around.
But I suppose just because groups set off around the same time doesn't mean they get to Sperris at the same time. So.
True.
Right. So what are we going to do today?
I still think we need a wagon.
I mean, it would
We're
be easier,
getting
but
absolutely nowhere.
Not true. We're not going as fast as we would,
no.
but
Although, I will say that it has been like 3 days, and we haven't
I'm
even seen
worried.
a single hint of anyone coming after us.
true.
Which to me implies either they know exactly where we are, or they don't give a shit. So,
Or
either
they're
way,
watching where we go.
Emil
Could
breaks in. Hey, listen! Hear that? As you stop to try and listen, you can hear a high-pitched, rising whistle.
Oh, no.
Becomes stronger and louder, more fearsome, and then there is a gigantic explosion from over in the direction of the maintenance road. And that is where we will leave it for this evening.
okay.
Something exploded!
Mm.
Okay.
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 I have a lot of notes to write.
Yep.
Ah.
Mm.
Well, it broke. Whatever it was.
Well, maybe.
It broke.
Either that or I guess the area around Sperris wouldn't have the magical equivalent of landmines kicking around, so like
I mean, at this stage, I'm
who
not
the fuck
sure
knows?
who the hell knows.
Mm-hmm.
They've lied about the Almond being the one true god. They lied about the inner circle, weirdos, the secret societies,
Yep.
purple skies,
So-
alternate realities, different memories. Ah. There's a lot of stuff we don't know.
There is. But it's going to be interesting to find it all out.
It is.
I'm looking forward to trying to explain this to Silic.
Oh, that's gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
The question is, will it be more or less interesting than what Silic has to tell you?
Mm.
Ooh.
I'm
Where'd you go?
really Curious.
Where'd you go? We had to drag your
Really
butt all over
curious.
this.
Okay. Do we have any last thoughts from the chest?
No,
Nope.
I think we're.
Should be good.
Okay. Shall I see us out then?
You're very welcome to.
So, thank you for joining us this evening in the Varlastan Circle. On this channel, this week I'm not sure if we're going to have Rat Run running, but we will hopefully have Dark Tide on Sunday afternoon around 2:33 p.m. UK time. We also have some of our cast members have their own channels. So our GM Lunrwolf, you can find him once I get to the correct page. So Lunrwolf does variety streams, some stuff with the Endless Realms TTRPG system at the moment. I was about to shout out Eden when he's not here. I'll do it anyway. So Eden plays a bit of everything and does Clone Hero streams every Saturday. We are very lucky to be sponsored by two wonderful companies. So we have a 10% discount code at dandice.co.uk. they do the best dice. Metal, acrylic, resin. They have velvet dice trays. Really nice stuff. Go have a look. And everyone also gets free shipping if you're within the UK, and I think it might be reduced within the EU. So worth having a look. We also, however, have a 20% discount with gemhammer.com. They do all sorts of RPG stuff. They have like a grimoire. They have decks, like decks of many things. Idea for crits, blunders, items you can find, things like that. The link that goes up doesn't include the reference part, so it's better to copy and paste if you want it, or you can use the code Penance RPG with them as well. That's the last thing that's on my list for what I need to go over. Is there anything else?
I think that's probably about the size of it.
Yep.
All of the other information you might want is on the stream information, or you can find it on our social media. And we, all being well, Armand permitting, will be back in 2 weeks.
Okay, I shall find us someone to raid to. Who do we want to raid to?
I have a suggestion if you are open to them.
Sure. Who?
Stuck it into Twitch chat. Because you are not managing to type that from me saying it on the first attempt.
Definitely not. Nope.
So Zach is a Lego streamer predominantly. It's anarchic craziness over there, so be prepared for it to be loud and very silly. If you listen on the earbuds, I suggest you turn your volume down as we raid out, because there is every chance that it's going to get very, very loud very fast. When we get there, please drop Zach a follow if you're happy to do so. If you're going to stick around, please remember to click on the streamer icon and then click on it a second time so that you're no longer counted as a raider, but you're counted instead as a viewer, because Twitch is weird. And we'll see you in a fortnight, folks. Hopefully.
Bye.
Catch you later.